6:48, welcome back to the Valley today. Taking a live look at mission control. A spacewalk has just started. Astronauts Butch Wilmore and Terry Virts are venturing outside the International Space Station this morning. They're working on putting out some cables and working on the end of the space station's robotic arm. Again, just got underway. It'll run for about the next 6 hours or so. If you'd like to follow along, I highly recommend the NASA Twitter feed. If you're on Twitter and you're not following NASA, in addition to like cool stuff like following along with this, they always send out really cool space pictures too. So that's my 2 cents on that one. Follow NASA on Twitter.
You're not going to get anything done today, I'm pretty sure.
No, probably not.
Hi again, and good morning, everyone. Thanks for waking up with the Valley today. Now 11 minutes before 7 o'clock. I'm Lisa Bedeau, along with Kyle Bosch. We're starting our nonstop news and weather all the way to the top of the hour to help you plan your day. The former Marine who killed American sniper Chris Kyle and his friend Chad Littlefield at a Texas gun range 2 years ago is now facing life in prison.
Eddie Ray Routh was found guilty last night on capital murder charges. Routh's defense team had argued he was not guilty by reason of insanity, but prosecutors say he was suffering from the effects of alcohol and marijuana abuse, not from mental illness.
We've waited 2 years for God to get justice for us on behalf of our son. And as always, God has proved to be faithful.
Jurors took just over 2 hours to return the verdict following 9 days of testimony.
Now, the defense had asked for the case to be moved because of pretrial publicity, largely created by the film American Sniper, which was based on Kyle's best-selling book. The defense team says they do plan to appeal this verdict. A new look at the numbers shows that more people in the area are getting permits to carry a gun.
Clay County is one of the places seeing a growing number of concealed carry permits. 316 were issued last year and 37 so far this year. The numbers have grown after Minnesota became a shall-issue state just a few years ago. Clay County Sheriff Bill Berquist says despite a low crime rate, high-profile crimes like murders have more people looking for extra kinds of protection.
Coming up on 6:51, which means weather and traffic on the ones. Meteorologist Robert Hahn. A little bit of snow flying in parts of the Southern Valley this morning.
Yeah, some snow flying out there, and that is creating some slick conditions across southeastern portions of North Dakota. We'll show you that here on the radar in just a moment. Right now, temperature is well below zero in northern Minnesota. Still a wind chill advisory there till 10 a.m. Elsewhere, temperatures in the single digits. You factor in the winds, and we do have some very cold wind chills in northern Minnesota. Minus 27 in Baudette, 21 below in Roseau, minus 20 in Grand Forks, and minus 17 in Bemidji. Wind chill of minus 12 here in Fargo, also minus 12 over in the Jamestown area. There is the snow. It continues to slide off towards the east and the southeast. Looks like it is starting to finally wind down in portions of southeastern North Dakota, but we've got the snow on the ground, and with the cold temperatures that we're going to be seeing all day today, I imagine we're going to see some slick conditions in much of this area, and we're already seeing that reported on the North Dakota Department of Transportation road conditions map. Snow-covered to partially snow-covered roads all the way from Valley City over towards Jamestown and points westward, north, and south, and even I-29 also partially to completely snow-covered south of the Fargo area. So do keep these in mind if you are traveling into this area or through this area. You will see some snow-covered roads. Give yourself some extra time to reach your destination. That snow stretches all the way back towards the Bismarck area and all the way down into portions of Iowa. That will continue to slide off towards the south. If you've got travel plans towards the south, you will encounter some tough problems down to the south. Some rain changing to snow in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. That's going to be all snow as it moves off towards the east across the southeastern U.S. Winter storm warning stretching all the way from East Texas through the Atlanta area. Today, not much of a warm-up. Cold, and with some breezes around increasing out of the north, 15 to 25 miles per hour with some stronger gusts. We're going to see some very cold wind chills today, dangerously cold wind chills tonight with temperatures dropping well below zero. Wind chills at Skull of 25 to 40 degrees below zero tonight. Tomorrow, don't look for much of a warm-up, getting on up into the single digits. And with breezes around, we'll see wind chills below zero. Once again, temperatures falling below zero overnight tomorrow night. Cold today and tomorrow, dangerously cold tonight. And again, possibly tomorrow night, but then we'll start to climb on out of the deep freeze. Temperatures in the 20s Saturday, Sunday, and again on Monday. That's another look at your weather. Let's take another look at that traffic with Al Ahmet out on the area highways and byways. Good morning, Al.
Good morning to you, Robert. Good morning, everyone. I'm on Interstate 29. And I want to remind you again about that stalled car. If you're headed on northbound Interstate 29, you want to pull off at 12th Avenue North. The car is sitting right there where you get off on the exit ramp. and the tail's kind of sticking out a little bit. The guy obviously tried to get it far enough off the road, but it's just there a little bit, so make sure that you're looking out for that. Traffic on Interstate 29 pretty thick this morning. So is that on Interstate 94. Road surface is dry, travel speeds 60, 65, something like that. And all in all, looks like a pretty good commute this morning. Hope it stays that way. Al Emmett, Valley Today traffic.
North Dakota Senator Heidi Heitkamp says she will reintroduce a bill that would focus on training and best practices for responding to hazmat situations. It's of course coming in the wake of several oil train derailments and explosions, including one earlier this month in West Virginia.
The bill would create a subcommittee under FEMA and create a training plan and supply resources to first responders following a hazardous train derailment. 59% of the oil produced in the Williston Basin moved out of state by rail in December. There could be some new noise barriers going up along highways in Moorhead. People who live nearby have until March 9th to vote on plans to install 2 walls on Highway 75 between 22nd and 24th Avenues and another one along the interstate between Courtyard by Marriott and M State. A Minnesota Department of Transportation study shows the walls would reduce traffic noise by at least 5 decibels.
The city of Fargo is talking about a downtown shuttle route to help accommodate parking issues when the Fargo Civic Center lot is closed for construction later this year. KFGO News is reporting that negotiations are underway with the city of Moorhead, which owns the Center Mall parking ramp, and with the Center Mall merchants. If it all works out, that shuttle service could be up and running by the middle of May. Cable One customers may have noticed an extra charge on their bill for sports channels, even if they're not watching sports programming. A sports surcharge is costing customers an additional $3 a month on top of their regular bills, and it's a charge that you cannot opt out of.
Cable One says these sports channels cover more than 1/3 of its programming costs, and it can no longer absorb it. Channels include ESPN, NBC Sports, and the NFL Network, as well as on general entertainment networks like TNT, TBS, USA Network, and your regional sports networks. It's now 5 minutes before 7 o'clock. In this morning's Consumer Alert, Electrolux is recalling 3,000 Kenmore electric ranges. The heating element can fail to properly adhere to the cooktop and pose an electrical shock hazard.
No injuries reported so far, but if you have one of the ranges, you should unplug it and contact Sears to schedule a free inspection and repair. Sears and Kmart stores nationwide sold the ranges last year from April through October. Time to get a look at our Healthier Me on this Wednesday morning. Researchers at Dartmouth College did a study on infant nutrition and found that formula-fed babies had 7.5 times higher arsenic levels than babies who were breastfed. Researchers measured arsenic in home tap water, breast milk, and the urine from 72 infants.
For the majority of the study's participants, both the powder and water used to make that baby formula contributed to arsenic exposure. The study appears in the journal Environmental Health Perspectives. Authors say in large doses, arsenic can lead to serious health problems.
Now, the study also says breastfeeding can reduce arsenic exposure. They also encourage families with private wells to have their tap water tested for arsenic contamination. Some big ideas are coming from students at NDSU during this year's Innovation Challenge.
Yeah, we got a peek this morning at some of the projects and ideas that will be presented this year, but only one of the 23 teams will win first place and win $5,000. The Valley Today's Christy Larson joins us live from NDSU with more. Good morning, Christy.
Yes, good morning, Lisa and Kyle. That's right. We showed you some of the team's innovations earlier. Now, there's a couple different categories, and we do have Chuck Hoagie here with us this morning. And I know that we saw some great ones this morning, but there's going to be 25 teams. This is going to be a difficult competition.
It's very difficult. The depth of the projects this year is outstanding, and it is amazing the really good ideas our students have.
And so why would it be so important that you guys put on this challenge every year?
Well, I think that we're all about a couple things here in North Dakota. One is diversifying the economy, and the other is trying to develop a great workforce. And through Innovation Challenge, students learn ideas, they get training, they get education, but more importantly, they're infused with some confidence that take your ideas, move them forward. And it's important for our state to have that diversity in what we do.
And you can see some of those ideas. Their students are going to be presenting their ideas that they've been working on since this fall today at the Memorial Union here on NDSU campus. And that starts at 8:30 and goes until about 1:35. And then they do have their luncheon tomorrow with awards, and that's when they're going to announce the winners and give away more than $20,000 in prizes. So Kyle and Lisa, it's going to be exciting to find out tomorrow who is that top team.
I know, right?
And always such innovative stuff and new ideas. I mean, we got to see a couple of them this morning. Those hanger things are, I don't know, I think that's a great idea.
I want to buy one right now.
No kidding.
So, but who knows what else? We only got to see a few. Christy Larson reporting live from NDSU. Thank you, Christy. Okay, we have a tip this morning for easing the aches and pains of aging. It comes from dozens of great-grandmothers in Bolivia who swear by handball to stay in shape.
Not bad, and showing off some great skills, too. These games are all part of a program where sponsors encourage older people to remain active. The ladies gather each Wednesday to play, some of them as old as 88 and still in great shape and great spirits.
Looking good, ladies.
Wow.
Let's get our answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. Our question today, 1 out of 10 people have ended a romantic relationship because of this.
The answer, a few people guessing it this morning for sure, snoring.
I thought it would be
Can't
higher than just
take
1 in 10.
The snoring, I guess.
You have to sleep in the other room. We can stay together, just sleep downstairs.
All right. Let's take a look at the radars once again. We do have that snow that continues over the southwestern half of the viewing area. Again, snow-covered roads west of Fargo, southwest of Fargo, south of Fargo. Do take care as you head out and about. An inch or two of accumulation, isolated amounts up to 3. Cold today, dangerously cold tonight. Could see wind chills as cold as 25 to 40 below overnight tonight and early tomorrow.
Add a few extra layers.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Robert. Thanks for waking up with the Valley today. More local news and weather for you right here in 25 minutes.
Have a great Wednesday, everybody. We will see you tomorrow morning.
Take care.